live? Let's check and see what we can see. I'm all disheveled. I'm trying to get my stuff sorted out here. We're going to do some. Trying to get my stuff sorted out. Okay, that is some good volume. Fantastic. Let's drop that down so I'm quiet to myself. I'm going to do some social media posting here real quick. So I will regale you with my origin story. We're going to. We've been. So yeah, let's just start at the beginning. My name is Phil Kearney. Hey, I create role-playing games, I illustrate them, and I publish online. And I have been, I've been a DM since 1987, playing Dungeons & Dragons and other games through the decades. I've been a freelance illustrator since around 2000. I've been creating content for I've been a Magic the Gathering enthusiast since 1994. I've been creating DMsGuild content for 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons since 2017. And, when Wizards of the Coast started blending Magic the Gathering settings with the mechanics for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, I think we were all really excited about having some official language about the narrative that goes on behind the 5-color Magic paradigm. And when it was after Ravnica and Strixhaven and Theros, it was pretty apparent that they weren't going to be providing us any kind of color magic language. They were just taking the general settings and the characters and the identity of the setting, but stripping out all the mechanics involving color mana and just sticking with the 8 schools of magic and the spell slot system that's classic for Dungeons & Dragons, especially for 5th edition. That's when we all kind of realized that D&D 5e's philosophy wasn't to expand settings and narrative by also expanding the rules. Their new philosophy in this edition is to keep these rules, make the system as independent of rules as possible. So in that philosophy, like instead of redesigning the entire magic system to accommodate the Ravnica setting or Theros or Strixhaven, they're just going to, like they did, just translate everything into here's what a Rakdos wizard would look like, here's your schools of magic, here you go. And it's just pretty much D&D, except that like you could have a background in one of the guilds. Otherwise, the world is completely the same except for some different monsters and locations. So that was unsatisfying for most of us Magic the Gathering enthusiasts, which is what got me started on the DMsGuild, creating content, which is the color mana spell point variant rule system. So hold on, I just finished all my updates, so let me update my screen here. Boop, boop. I'm on the X Twitter platform. If you're there as well, I'm at Phil Kearney. There's coupons, the illustrations that I post, as well as links and notifications when I go live. Would love to have you. And here on YouTube directly, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notifications when I'm live in the future. Thanks a lot to new subscribers this week. Really appreciate you. Thanks for being interested in just the stuff that I do. It's super fun to build things and for it to resonate with other people as well. Let's see. Here is the full playlist of different martial powers stuff that we've done so far. The 5-color mana spell point variant rules, my Spelljammer combat and exploration, Theurgy, Pacts and Patrons of Ravnica, Warlock options, and there we go. That's a good set of stuff. So what are we going to work on today? We are going to work out. This is a random sorcerer from the spell point variant rules that I've created that are on DMsGuild. Tap and Tap Burn is the brand, I guess. And then I'll probably update that for all these books are being updated for 2024, including new dress. I'll probably retitle all of these things and rebuild them to be compliant with 2024. Just as a quick look-see here for you guys, you can jump here into DMsGuild and take a look at, here's the full bundle. If you're interested in these books, God bless you, pick one up. I'd love to have you. And let's see. Oh my God, how many ratings do we have? 5 at 5 stars. That's not bad. Yeah, 5 out of 5. Thank you. Let's see. Okay, here's all the rules. Color mana. The way that, well, we'll talk about color later, but the way that the mana system here works is different from spell points in that It's 1 point per level. So first level spell, 1 point. Second level spell, 2. Ninth level, 9. There you go. So you want to. So you'll look at full casters end up having 80, half casters 40, and then third casters like Eldritch Knight and Arcane Trickster get 20 on long rests. And then there's sorcerers that we're working on today, which have their sorcery points that you can switch back and forth. That is a this is an outdated mode of sorcery. What we're doing with sorcerer these days. This is what I've been playtesting. I am a participant and player in a Curse of Strahd campaign currently, and we're now 5th level. So I've been running a color mana Selesnyan white-green mana divine sorcerer, worshiper of Selûne in the Forgotten Realms setting, and so we've been developing. Well, we were developing this spell point sorcerer in. I just want to make it sorcerer. Oh yeah, that fits nicely. Good change. Spell point sorcerer. We were developing it earlier in the year alongside martial powers, but now that 2024 is coming out, I want to update the document. So big changes that we're going to see for the spell point sorcerer away from what Wizards has done and what I myself have done in the past is that we're you can see here the full caster would normally have 80. We are now just blending the mana pool into itself so that sorcery points and mana, there's no difference. So it's 100 by 20th level you have 100 points. You start off with 3 at the beginning of your day, which is more spell casting than other casters typically get, and it caps at 100. The max level of spell 1 through, and then you can upcast to 10, and then so like you can upcast, right? So upcast a 9th level spell to a 10th level spell slot. There you go. And we also move Wish to 10th level, so you can use Wish on any spells that are in the game. It costs 10 mana to do it, to duplicate a spell effect or to create one of the minor effects that are on the permissible list of Wish. And then there's open wishes, which we call an epic wish, which you can do at 20th level. And if we have time, we can get to epic wish later on. But other changes is the number of spells known has been ramped up. The wizard gets 24 of them. As you can see, there is no separate category or mention of the amount of meta magic that you get. The revised system has 2 at 2nd, 2 more at 10th, and then a total of 6 at 17th level. And we do away with that. Instead, we're giving you a number of. We have the sorcerer has 6 meta magic and 22 spells that they can learn, plus the bonus spells that they're going to get for an extra 10. So they end up with 32, while a wizard gets 24 spells over 20 levels, plus their 10 from their subclass as well. So they end up with 34. So instead what we did was we removed the separation between. We are now considering meta magic to be spells that you can select. They're still meta magic, but they are you can learn them instead of, you can prepare them instead of the spells. So at the 20th level, you'll have 24 spells. You could have 10 meta magic and 14 normal spells. And then you can just you can learn as much meta magic as you want to apply to spells, and then whatever spells you have, there you go. So super fun. There are new features, obviously, that are being introduced in 2024 that we need to take into account for. And although I do not have the DMsGuild, or sorry, D&D Beyond has not officially released the information about Sorcerer yet on D&D Beyond. I will have access to that information on Tuesday next week. Tuesday is when we normally do martial powers, so we will be continuing to update all the martial power system with the 2024 book once it's in our hands. But for now, this wonderful website, AD&D, has basically provided all the information about the revisions to the Sorcerer for 2024. So we can grab up this information. We're going to basically be. I don't need that. I don't need that. Shut that down. Yeah, we're just working off of this Word document for now. Let's see. Let's see. Mana pool. Okay, cool. So we're going to. I've started taking a look at these. Yeah, this AD&D has provided us the updated information about the sorcerer, and we're going to look over the features, and we are going to just do some design work today. So as we go through the document here, you'll get an idea of where we're going with this. I'm going to feed off of this. One thing I'm really curious about is how many meta magic feats are there? Hold on. Actually, I'm really interested in that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 meta magics that Wizards has provided, and your sorcerer ends up knowing 6 of them according to 2024. So one of the additional changes that we have made is you can see over here is the max sorcery. This allows you to stack sorcery effects if you want to, or meta magic effects. Like if you want to use multiple meta magic effects by 17th level, you can spend 5 mana on any blend of meta magic that you know. You aren't limited to just one meta magic. At 7th level, I know they have a feature that I got rid of here, but they have a feature that says you can use 2 meta magics at the same time. But we got rid of that, so you can use 1 meta magic at 1st level for 1 point. At 5th level, you can use any number of meta magics that total 2 points. At 5th level, at 7th level, they'd allow you to use 2 of them. At 9th level, we can have up to 3 meta magic worth, 3 mana worth of meta magic for us to add on to a spell. And again, the spell system, the way it works is 1 mana equals 1 spell level. So 1st level spell, 1 point. Like a 9th level sorcerer could use 1 point to cast, I don't know, Scorching Ray. And then, is Scorching Ray 1st level spell? Let's just go with like Burning Hands. That's my timer. Burning Hands is a 1st level spell, but then you'd be able to also spend add 3 mana worth of meta magic into the spell. A 9th level sorcerer could cast a 5th level spell like I don't know, polymorph. No, polymorph is 4th. Let's go with like I don't know. I don't even know what they have right now, like banishment or something like that. And then we would again be able to tack on an extra 3 mana. So even though your your normal mana limit is 5. Equal to your max spell level, that's also the maximum amount of mana that you can throw around, but a sorcerer can tack on an extra 3 mana here, and then at 13th level, 4, and at 17th level, 5 meta magic, 5 mana worth of meta magic. And then if we go down to the meta magic table here, you can see that we have, let's see, yeah, here's our list of meta magic here. Maybe I need to, hold on, I'm having thoughts on organization. I'm not sure. This isn't going to be the end layout that we have, but it's the one that we're using right now. So we have sorcery, font of magic, and then we have meta magic. Oh god, that worked out perfectly. Cool. And then here is our list of meta magic. You can see we have a meta magic that costs 1 point. And here's a bunch of meta magic that we scalped from 3rd edition and have been updating in our system here to work with what we're doing. I'm going to take 2 mana, drop that down to here. Yeah, that's working out. Let's take this one. There, it's raining so nice here in Seattle right now. It's beautiful. There we go. Okay, so mana, meta magic goes up to 4 mana. Maximize spell. When you cast a spell that deals damage, instead of rolling dice to determine the total, the spell deals maximum damage. So that costs you 4, right? Maybe that's not worth 4. Maybe it's only worth 3. We'll figure it out. But that's one of the things that we're doing right now. So we're going to take what revisions we now have official for 2024, and I've checked with other channels. This is accurate. This is just a good reference point for us to be at. So we'll update these first to make sure that they're good, and then we'll go through the rest of these. We'll look at the different class features that exist currently, and we'll just make sure we have everything updated. So that's where we're at. D6. Hit points per level, proficiency, armor is none. Weapon proficiencies, simple. I don't need the caps. Simple. Tools. So when we actually rebuild the core mechanics book, we'll take sorcerer to 100 and hold on. And we'll go with the 10 meta magic that exists inside the player's handbook, and then we'll cap it there. But then we'll, over here, we'll have the separate document that expands on it a lot, and we'll use this as a coupon to purchase with the actual core mechanics. So you get more sorcerer and the core mechanics for the same price as a coupon. But I've got like 6 books. This will be number 7. Martial Powers will be number 8. Spell Point Artificers will be number 9. Yeah, and then we're going to update Knights and Tricksters, Spell Point Warlocks, the Universal Spell Point system. There you go. So let's see. Yeah, class features. Bump, bump, bump. We'll reformat all this stuff the way it's supposed to be. Saving throw equals con and ka. Skills. Arcana. Deception. Insight. Intimidation. Persuasion. Or religion. Okay, those stay the same. Cool. And equipment. Let's open up a note. Equipment. There you go. We'll hit save. Okay, cool. That's that. Proficiencies, spellcasting. I have thoughts. I have thoughts about all this stuff. Spellcasting, innate sorcery, font of magic, meta magic, subclass, sorcerer, subclass, ability, score improvement. We took out sorceress restoration, but I'm going to put it in here. Subclass feature, sorcery incarnate, ability score improvement, blip, meta magic. 11 is blip, 12, 14 is subclass, 15 blip, ability score improvement, 16, 17 is meta magic. That's just like they're filling line space just to fill it. We already know what your progression is. Anyway. Epic Boon, and then Arcane Apotheosis, and we previously had included Epic Wish. Let's see. Spellcasting. Okay, great. Drawing from a spell. You got a number of cantrips. 1, 2, 3, 4 are recommended. On reach level 4 and 10, you learn another sorcerer cantrip. Cantrips. Light. That's bold. Light. Prestidigitation. Shocking grasp. And sorceress burst are recommended. Whenever you gain a sorcerer level, do you use the word swap or okay, replace? You can replace any number of cantrips with new ones. Is that how they say it? With another sorcerer cantrip of your choice. With different sorcerer cantrips of your choice. Is it with another? With other sorcerer cantrips of your choice. Period. Perfect. How did I fit? Prestidigitation. It's the Y that's wrong. There we go. Prestidigitation. God, that's such a weird word. Cantrips, good to go. Mana pool. Instead of gaining spell slots, you cast your spells. You gain a pool of spell points referred to as mana. The amount of mana you spend is based on the level of the spell being cast, and you can't reduce your mana pool to less than 0. You recover all mana when you finish a long rest. The amount of mana in the mana pool is based on your level as a spellcaster, as shown in the sorcerer progression table above. Your level also determines the maximum level spell you can cast. Even though you might have enough mana to cast a spell above this maximum, you can't do so. Spells known. Prepared spells of... Oh, I think that is changing your prepared spell. Prepared spells of level 1+. Spells known is now... Prepared spells of level 1+. Is that how they do it? Yep. You prepare the list of level 1+ spells that are available for you to cast with this feature. To start, choose. You can. I'm just gonna gank this whole block, paste it in, and then reword it. There's no need for concern. I'm a professional. You prepare the list of level 1+ spells that are available to you to cast with this feature. To start, choose 2 level 1 sorcerer spells. Burning Hands and Detect Magic are recommended. The number of spells on your list increases as you gain sorcerer levels, as shown in the prepared spell list. Spells. The number of spells on your list increases as you gain sorcerer levels, as shown in the prepared spell. Is it 2? Yeah. As shown in the prepared spells column of the sorcerer feature table above. Whenever that number increases, choose additional sorcerer spells until the number of spells on your list matches the number of sorcerer feature table. Jesus Christ. That seems unnecessarily wordy. Whenever that number increases, the number of spells on your list increases as you gain sorcerer levels, as shown in the prepared spell column of the sorcerer feature table above. Whenever that number increases, choose additional sorcerer spells on your list until the number of spells on your list increases as you gain sorcerer levels, as shown on the prepared spell list above. whenever you gain a level, choose a number of sorcerer spells equal to as shown in the prepared spell. Whenever you gain a level, choose a number of sorcerer spells equal to the number listed on the table. The chosen spell must blah blah blah. The chosen spells must be of a level for which you have you can choose any number of spells up to the maximum spell level as shown in the max spell level? In the max spell level column of the sorcerer the table period. For example, if you are a level 3 sorcerer, your list of prepared spells can include 6 sorcerer spells of level 1 or 2 in any combination. If another sorcerer feature gives spells that you always have prepared, those spells don't count against the number of spells on the list you prepare with this feature, but those spells otherwise count as sorcerer spells for you. Cool. Now we can delete that bit. So far, so good. This is taking up more space than it used to. That's okay. It'll all work out. We're probably going to be switching to the... here, hold on. I'm going to hit save real quick. And I want to crack open... the Eberron document that we've been working on. Hold on. So we've been building an adventure for Eberron, and I'm not... Most of the books I design are vertical in format. But I've been messing around with this horizontal format for this Eberron adventure that we've been creating. Here, let's scroll down to a development page. So this is 17 inches wide and 10 inches tall. It fits exactly... Hold on. While I know not all tablets are the same, they all have roughly the same area that they occupy. And where am I at? Hello. Okay, there we go. Right. So here, this is the tablet that I use, and it is 17 inches wide and 10 inches tall. I know that there are other size tablets, but for the most part, they have the same ratio. So on a vertical surface like this, hold on. I have a sample of it. I wasn't prepared to do this, so I don't have anything prepared. But give me a hot second, and I'll jump it open. Let's go to Files. And then downloads, and then the crystal and bar layout, and just once, and Okay. So here's a, where'd I go? Come on, buddy. Work with me here. Work with me. These backgrounds are pissing me off. Hold on. I'll get rid of my background real quick. This is what happens when I go off the reservation. There we go. Is that gonna work? Chroma curtain. It's the overlay thing that's causing a problem. Move chair. Performance, background correction. I don't know how to just show back. Okay, there we go. Okay, that was the right button. And then here. Cool. And then let's go back to backgrounds. Hey guys. All right, now I know how this does, and now we can show back. Okay, cool. So now we're showing background. Okay, so here is, there you go. So you can see, can you? Okay, so you can see here that this fits. Maybe you're supposed to be able to see this. This isn't going well for me. But you can see here that one page here. It fits on the screen. See, there, top, bottom. See, 10 by 17 fits exactly on the screen. Here's the next cool part. If I turn it vertical like this, and I zoom in, you can see the top. Come on. One column fits on the vertical space. So 10 by 17 is the optimal size for a tablet piece of paper using the system, which I'm pretty fucking excited about. So this is working out really well for the adventure that I'm creating. So I've been kind of geeking out about that. Background, there we go. That was clumsy as hell, so thanks for walking through that with me. But this format is really good. What we're looking at right here is an 8.5 by 11 that's on the vertical focus. So when I go back to like the font size that we're using here is what? It's 12. This is the unique encounters, right? And then if we go back to our spell point sorcerers, this is a font size 10 on an 8.5 by 11. That's vertical. That's horizontally aligned. So we can take this whole document, increase the font size, and then drop it into this format, and this just sits on your tablet. And since it's 3 columns, if you want to focus on a column specifically, it just tilts it sideways, and you can zoom in to read the text. But this the 12-point font on the 17 by 10 page on the tablet size that I use is the same size as text that appears in the books. So it's a 12-point font. It's a good font at that size. So this actually all works out really nicely. It's about 10-point font in print, but that's like in the Heroes of Krynn adventure that Wizards put out for the Dragonlance. That uses a 10-point font, and this is the exact same font size as that. But again, you can switch it sideways and zoom in. It becomes like font size 20. So it has visibility at a range, and then if you flip it sideways, it has super easy distant readability. The only problem is that DMsGuild doesn't accommodate in their previews these different sizes. Otherwise, I think they'd be a lot more popular, which is the main problem. So I'm going to have a conversation with them about that to see if there's some sort of a solution. But so that's the idea. That's what we're working on. And so this formatting doesn't technically matter for the time being. Drop that out of the way. When I finish my stream today, I'm going to dive back into that Eberron document, and we've We're currently breaking up. We're building font sizes for all the sections, subsections, and chapter headings. So that's a progress that's coming along. And so when I stream in the morning, Monday through Friday, we do artwork for the Everon adventure. We're doing NPC and creature tokens right now, but we'll be doing page art probably sometime next month. So I'm really excited about that. But okay, so back into the Sorcerer. Sorry, had to geek out there for a minute, but I'm loving this horizontal alignment using tablets. I'm not a book guy. I've had a ton of books published in the past that I've been as a freelance illustrator for the past 20 years. I've been in a lot of books, and I often get copies sent to me, and it's just clutter to me. It says I don't value books. I always look at things digitally because I don't have good vision. So digital allows me to do whatever I want, and most people are using digital at the table these days anyway for referencing stuff. So anyway, let's get back into it. So prepared spells. After that is changing prepared spells. Let's see. Period 1, 2, 3. Whenever you gain a level, choose a number of sorcerer spells equal to. Whenever you gain a level, choose a number of sorcerer spells equal to the number listed on the table. Listed. You can choose any spell up to the maximum spell limit as shown in the max spell level column of the sorcerer features table above. For example, if you're a level 3 sorcerer, your list of prepared spells includes, well, you're at level 3. How many do you actually get? 6. Yep. Your list of prepared spells can include 6 sorcerer spells of level 1 or 2 in any combination. If another sorcerer feature gives spells, okay, we know that. To cast a spell, you spend a number of mana equal to the level of spell cast. For example, a level 1, it's called a level 1 spell, costs 1 mana. A level 6 spell costs 6 mana. Spells of 6 level and higher, referred to as high magic, are more taxing to cast. You can cast a total number of high magic spells equal to, or more taxing to cast. You can cast of each level. You can cast. I want to find that language. Actually, I'm surprised I don't know the language offhand. Hold on. D&D Beyond. Spell point. Go on. You can find it. Are you having a problem? Spell point. You'd think that you'd be able to find spell point. But no, spell point is not a searchable word. So let's go to the sources and let's go to Dungeon Master's Guide 2014. Variant rules. Spells, maybe it's let's try a workshop. Maybe it's in there. adventuring options, combat options, ability, adventuring options, combat options, action variants, injuries, massive damage, morale, horror, rest variants, plot points. They are not making it easy. Adventure environments, running the game, table rules, diseases, using social between the adventurers, treasure. This is not a well organized book. Random dungeons, running the game. Combat, chances, siege. This is how frustrating. Let's see. D&D. Let's just go with 5e spell points DMG. Where are the variant spell points? And while that's trying to figure out life, how do they word that? Did you find it? Moonsickle, scissors, chime. It's just I question whether spell points are even in here or anymore. Hey, if anyone out there is checking this out in the future, and if you know how to find the spell point variant rules on the DMG, on D&D Beyond, let me know. Either drop a comment here or on my Discord or on Twitter. Just let me know. Spells of 6th level or higher. Referred to as high magic. Are more taxing to cast. You can use one spell. You can use your spell points. You can cast one spell of each level of 6th level up to of each level of each level 6 to 10. You can't cast another spell of the same level this way until you finish a long rest. Referred to as common magic. Spells of 6th level and higher, referred to as high magic, are more taxing to cast. You can cast one spell of each level 6 to 10. Can't cast another spell of the same level this way until you finish a long rest. Okay, that's legit. Cool. Sorcerer Origin doesn't exist anymore, so we're going to replace that. Thank you for that language cue. And for shame, D&D Beyond, they really fucking hate sorcery. They really don't like points. It's such a superior system, but they don't want it. They don't want it at all. That's fine. More room for us. Spellcasting ability. Spellcasting focus. Ability. Spellcasting focus. Charisma is your spellcasting ability. Focus. You can use an arcane focus as a spellcasting focus. You can use an arcane focus with for your. That is probably, as much as I don't like it, the language is cleanest. For your sorcerer spells. Now we have casting spells. Let's do that. Let's make it like this. Spellcasting, get that locked down. So far, so good. Let's see. Innate sorcery is the next thing. Level 1. Innate sorcery. Copy, paste, select all, cut, paste. So I just end up on the next page. Metamagic, list of metamagic. 3 mana. Oh, wow, this really worked out nicely. That is font size 16. 14. Okay, that makes sense. Let's look at it. Okay, so I know we're making revisions here. So let's see. An event in your past left an indelible mark on you, infusing you with a simmering magic. Whatever. As a bonus action, you can unleash. You can unleash the magic that infuses. For 1 minute, during which you gain the following benefits. Increases by 1. Three. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 5. As a bonus action, you can unleash the magic coursing through you for 1 minute, during which you gain the following benefits. The spell save DC of your sorcery spells increases by an amount equal to the number listed on the max sorcery limit column on the table above. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have advantage on all attacks of sorcerer spells you cast. The spell save DC of your sorcerer spell increases by an amount max sorcery. You have advantage on the attack rolls of sorcery spells. I'm thinking. All right, let's check it out. D&D Beyond. Let's go to classes. Of course. Two, three, four, five, six, huh? Does that coincide by chance? Almost. Let's see. As a bonus action, you can unleash the magic coursing through you for 1 minute, during which you gain the following benefits. The spell save DC of your sorcerer spells increases by an amount equal to the number on the max sorcery column of the table above. For the level of sorcerer. On the table above, you have advantage on the attack rolls of. So I want to. Advantage on the attack rolls of sorcerer spells you cast. The spell save DC of your sorcerer spells increases by an amount equal to the number on the max sorcery column of your for your level of sorcerer on the table above. You have advantage on attack rolls. Yeah, okay. You can use this feature twice. And regain all expended uses of it when you finish a long rest. Okay, we'll let this sit for now. So now we'll go to level 2. Magic. Level 3 meta magic. What is that, font size 14? List of meta magic should be font size 12. And then did not need that. There we go. Okay, cool. Level 2 font of magic. Let's check out how that flows. You can tap into the wellspring of magic within yourself. This wellspring is represented by sorcery points. And you gain more as on the sorcery points limit you can use. Font of magic referred to anywhere else other than the sorcery points, because we don't have sorcery points anymore. Font of magic is technically not necessary unless there's something that fucks around with font of magic. So let's look at, let's do a search for the word font. It literally appears twice, once there and once in the description. So font of magic is technically no longer even needed. Level 2. Wow, we do not need font of magic because the spell points are folded into the character already. Sorcerer subclass. Interesting. Okay, that simplified life. Because we don't have to convert spell points into sorcery points and sorcery points into spell slots because it's all the same mana pool now. Messing around with my table here real quick. That should be good. Good. And then we'll grab this real quick and then we'll scooch it over to where it's supposed to be. Perfect. Okay, good. Meta magic. Do not need font. Meta magic, because your magic flows, Subclass feature, copy, cut. Let's go down into Because your magic flows from within. Ah, get out of here. Because your magic flows from within, you can allow your spells to suit your needs. You gain 2 meta magic options of your choice from the meta magic options later in this class's description. You use the chosen options to temporarily modify spells you cast. To use an option, you must spend the number of mana. You must spend an amount of mana. Meta Magic at 2. I think we're going to be replacing Sorcerer's Restoration, or just getting rid of it. I'll keep it there for now. I don't need to have Meta Magic listed every level. It's just part of the table already, so I don't need listed over and over again. Fix that, fix that. Let's see. Those fonts of so maybe no, because it's part of meta. It's not font. It's the actual meta magic ability. Okay, let's just dig through meta magic as it is, and we'll parse it out as we need. Because your magic flows from within, you can alter your spells to suit your needs. You gain 2 meta magic options of your choice from the meta magic options. Let's see. You can choose to prepare meta magic instead of spells when you gain a level. You can choose to prepare meta magic instead of spells when you gain a level. You can choose to prepare meta magic when you gain a level instead of spells. Let's do it like this. When you gain a level, instead of choosing you can choose to prepare meta magic options, meta magic instead of spells when you gain a level. From the you can choose to prepare meta magic from the meta magic options later in this class's description instead of spells when you gain a level. period. You use the chosen options to temporarily modify spells you cast. To use an option, you must spend an amount of mana. You must spend the listed amount of mana as listed with each meta magic option. You can use a number of meta magic options how do I want to word this? The amount of, how do I have it worded? Whenever you gain sorcerer levels, you can replace one of your meta magic options with one you don't have, blah, 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 don't need that. You can choose to prepare meta magic options instead of spells when you gain a level. Hey Alan, how you doing? Let's cut that out. When you gain a starting at second level, when you gain the meta magic class feature, you can choose to prepare meta magic options instead of spells when you gain a level, period. You can know any combination of spells and meta magic up to the number listed at the sorcerer level. You can prepare any combination of spells and meta magic options up to the number listed in the prepared spells in the prepared spells column. In the prepared column. Of that number listed, up to the number listed in the prepared spells column. The number of spells on your list increases. It goes up whenever you gain a level. Choose a number of spell sorcerers equal to the number of spells listed on the table. Copy. Paste. Up to the number shown in the prepared spells column of the sorcerer feature table above. When you gain a level, you can choose to exchange any number of spells. You can choose to replace any number of spells and meta magic for new ones, and meta magic options for new ones up to your max spell limit. You can combine any number of meta magic get rid of that. Starting at second level, when you gain the metamagic class feature, you can choose to prepare metamagic options instead of spells when you gain a level. You can prepare any combination of spells, prepare metamagic options. You can prepare any combination of spells and metamagic options up to the number shown in the prepared spell column of the sorcerer feature table above. When you gain a level, you can choose to replace any number. Is that redundant? When you gain, you can choose to prepare metamagic options instead of spells when you gain a level, and comma and you can choose to replace any number of spells and metamagic options for new ones up to your max spell limit. You can prepare any combination of spells and metamagic options up to the number shown and prepare the spell column in the sorcerer features table above. Metamagic can be applied to any cantrip or spell you know by increasing the amount of mana spent while casting it as ascribed for each metamagic below. You can combine any number of metamagic up to your maximum sorcerer limit as listed on the table above, period. For example, a 5th level sorcerer can cast 3rd level spells and has a maximum sorcery of 2. If you cast Fireball, you can apply, if you cast Hey, what's up? So metamagic will cost an amount of spell points to change the spell up to the limit. Yes, so you can cast 3rd level, so as the example states, and let's look at the table. Thanks for being interested. So our max spell level is as per D&D normally, 1 through, and then at 19th level we allow you to upcast to 10th level spells using the system. Each point of mana, each spell level costs 1 point of mana, so a 3rd level spell costs 3 mana to cast. And then metamagic options are capped at your max sorcery, which progresses as a half caster. So at 2nd level, when you first gain the metamagic class feature, you can use metamagic up to 1 sorcery point or up to 1 point of mana at a time. At 5th level, you can use 2 mana for sorcery. So at 5th level, you can spend a total of 5 mana, 3 for your 3rd level spell and 2 for your sorcery points. By the time you get to, say, 19th level, you can spend 10 mana to upcast a spell to 10th level, and you could spend up to 5 mana to further modify it. So at 19th level, you could potentially spend 15 mana at a time. And we group the sorcery points and the mana pool together into just mana, so there is no need to separate or convert them back and forth. You just have a pool that you spend as you please. So 100 points over the course of a long rest. You could just learn a shitload of metamagic and have just cantrips. So all you're doing is casting cantrips and then modifying them with metamagic the entire time. Or you could have all spells and no metamagic, because it doesn't matter if you don't, but that's the juice of the sorcerer is the metamagic. So you can tack on a number of metamagic options as long as the cost doesn't exceed your max sorcery limit. So at 9th level, I can have a total of 3 sorcery. So I could have, if I had 3 metamagic options that cost 1 mana each, I could use all 3 of them together. If I have one that's 1 point and another that's 2 points, I can use them both together. If I have one option that's 3 mana, I would only be able to use that one. So, and we have a stack of metamagic options that we're going to be looking at when we get to it. So, but yeah, that's basically the system. You combine the spell level plus the amount of metamagic that you want. That's the total point cost that you spend for the spell when you cast. It's simple in premise, but it's difficult to. I find it difficult to code. So we're going to take the list of metamagic. We're going to drop it down to here first, and then we'll have second, third, and we have up to 4 mana that you can spend on meta magic. So we're working our way through it. I think I'm going to go through the class features and then circle back around to the meta magic. Starting at second level, when you gain the meta magic class feature, you can choose to prepare meta magic options instead of spells when you gain a level. And yeah, there's no separation between how much meta magic you know and how many spells you can have prepared. It's all just prepared. Every time you gain a level, you can swap out all of your cantrips, all your spells, and meta magics. So when you gain the feature at second level, you have a total of 4 spells. You could choose to have just your 4 cantrips and then 4 meta magic, or just 4 spells, or however you want to combine that. Up to you. Meta magic options instead of spells when you gain a level, and you can choose to replace any number of spells or meta magic options for new ones, spells and meta magic options for new ones, up to your max spell limit. You can prepare any combination of spells and meta magic options up to the numbers shown and prepared spells above. I think that's redundant now. When you gain the meta magic class feature, you can choose to prepare any combination of spells and meta magic options up to the number shown in the prepared spell column of the sorcerer feature table above. And when you gain when you gain a level, it should just be when. When you gain a level, you can choose to replace any number of spells and meta magic options for new ones up to your max spell limit. Is that redundant? Starting at second level, when you gain the meta magic class. Sorry, I have to read it over and over again to make sure that the coding is good. Starting at second level, when you gain the meta magic class feature, you can choose to prepare any combination of spells and meta magic options up to the number shown in the prepared spells column. In any comment, good, up to the prepared table above. When you gain a level, you can choose to replace any number of spells and meta magic options for new ones up to your max spell limit. No, that is redundant, except for the last part. Up to your max spell level. So what we want to do then is rephrase this to be level 1 meta magic. That's the change that we needed. That's what makes the code work. Up to your max spell level. Level 1 meta magic, level 2 meta magic. Level 3 meta magic. This is the way. Level 4 meta magic. So that'd be max meta magic. Maybe that is the way. Sorry, I'm being fussy with my table. There we go. Cool. Max magic. Maybe we go with max spell level. Maximum sorcery. Maximum spell level. That fits nicely. Okay, we're futzing stuff here. Give me a minute. The spell, okay, so the innate sorcery, that's a 2024 feature now, bonus action, 1 minute. Maximum sorcery level is the save DC that increases, and you have advantage on attack rolls. Twice, Bob's your uncle. Second level, meta magic. Starting at second level, when you gain, wait, so that means, uh-oh. That doesn't work because the maximum sorcery doesn't click until second level and innate sorcerer is level 1, so that's a glitch. The spell save DC of your sorcerer spell increases by an amount equal to of your sorcerer spells. Increases by 1. The amount increases as you gain levels as listed for your level on the maximum sorcery column of the table above. On the okay, that worked out. And so that does jive. We define at first level that it's 1, and then it increases with the maximum sorcery table, which won't change until 5, 9, 13, 17. That lines up now. Okay, crisis resolved. Nice. By establishing at level 1, that's where it's at, and then in all future cases, it's 1 or greater. So that resolves the redundancy. Excellent. Innate sorcery remains intact. Meta magic, starting at second level, when you gain the meta magic class feature. When you gain the meta class feature, you can choose any at second level. When you gain, you can choose to prepare any combination of spells and meta magic options up to the number shown in the prepared spell column of the sorcerer feature table above, up to your maximum spell level. Does that resolve it? Up to your max spell level, or Or maximum. Okay, so spells levels are different. So it's or up to your max spell level, or sorcery. Up to the number shown in the prepared spell list, and in any combination of spells and meta magic options up to the number of shown in the prepared spells column of the sorcerer feature table above. Meta magic. I've already defined above the max spell level limit, so now you can choose any meta magic option that has sorcery one. The meta magic's getting a little janky. Up to your max sorcery level. As listed in the column above. That has a mana cost up to your maximum sorcery limit. Up to your maximum sorcery limit. One meta magic. Do I list of meta magic 1. Maybe that's the way we do it. For example, a 5th level sorcerer can cast 3rd level spells and has a maximum sorcery limit of 2. That, I think, is the proper language. That read well, so that should be what the language is. Maximum sorcery, max sorcery limit. Oh my god, this table's getting uglier and uglier. Good thing we're going to reformat this thing, because what a beast. There we go. Maximum sorcery limit. Maximum spell level. Maximum sorcery limit. You can combine any number of meta magic up to your maximum sorcery limit as listed. You can modify, you can choose any meta magic options that has a mana cost up to your maximum sorcery limit as listed on the table above. The meta magic can be applied to any cantrip or spell you cast by increasing the amount of mana spent. You can combine magic can be applied to any cantrip or spell you cast by increasing the amount of mana spent. By spending the listed amount of mana for each option up to your maximum sorcery limit. Meta magic can be applied to any cantrip or spell you cast by spending the listed amount of mana for each option up to, in any combination, up to your maximum sorcery limit. This, okay, that should be good. For example, a 5th level sorcerer can cast up to level 3 spells and has a maximum sorcery limit of 2. If you cast a 3rd level spell, if you cast Fireball, you can apply both Careful Spell and Blinding Spell. Let's go with Careful Spell and options to the Fireball by spending 5 mana. 3 for Fireball and 1 mana for each meta magic. There we go. Does that make sense? Is that clear as mud at this point? Meta magic can be applied to any cantrip or spell you cast by spending the listed amount of mana for each option in any combination up to your maximum sorcery limit. For example, a 5th level sorcerer can cast up to level 3 spells and has a maximum sorcery limit of 2. If you cast Fireball, you can apply both Careful Spell and Empowered Spell meta magic options to the Fireball by spending 5 mana, 3 for Fireball and 1 mana for each meta magic. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. If not, someone let me know. Otherwise, we'll proceed from here and we'll hire an editor to help. Excellent, thank you, Alan. I am honored and touched that you are here to even pay attention and provide input. Thank you. So great. So what this does is we have a list of a shitload of meta magic. How much are there? How many meta magics are there? Because that would be funny if there was 24. Currently we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. There's 24 of them. So you can have a total of 24 prepared, and you have 6 cantrips. So you could have. I want to give them. I want to give them more cantrips. I want to give them an extra cantrip. What's the pattern? 1 plus 3 is 4. Plus 7. 1, 3, 4. 4 and 1, 3, 7, 9. I'm looking at prime numbers. 1, 3, 1, and then 3 more is 4th level, and then 7 more is 10th, and then so it's 3, and then there would be 5. They skipped 5, then 9. You skip 9 and then 11, that'd be off the page. So no wonder it would be stuck at 6. But I think this is better patterning. I just think they should have more. I just think they should have more cantrips. They're sorcerers. They should have a shitload of cantrips, in my opinion. Certainly doesn't break anything, but it lines up nicely here. Starts at 1st level, ends at 10th. I'm pretty happy with that. 4, 5, 6, 7. Cool. Okay, so at 19th level, 20th level, you can have 7 cantrips and you can know all 24 meta magic. And all you would be able to, you'd have your bonus spells though, because each sorcerer gets 10 bonus spells from 2 at level 1 through 5. So you would potentially have. Oh, that's really cool. I'm playing a 5th level spell point sorcerer that uses this system right now. Just got to 5th level. Curse of Strahd is tonight. So hopefully I'll have an opportunity to fuck around with this a lot. But I've been playtesting. I've been running in Curse of Strahd for about 5 I think we're on our 12th session at this point, so it's it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. Spell point sorcerers are fucking badass. I really appreciate my DM allowing me to use his campaign space to experiment with my ideas, but it has been very, very rewarding. Level, total cantrip, mana pool, maximum spell level, prepared spells, maximum sorcery limit. I'm gonna be a real stickler here and center that. Thank you. I like that. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna finish the features, and then we're going to go back around. We're going to chew on the meta magic. What time is it? It's 11:30. I only have 20 minutes. I only have 20 minutes left today. But we'll be able to continue this stuff next week. Probably on Thursday next week. Thursday night we'll continue this. We'll have the actual player's handbook at that point, and I'll be able to just churn through everything. Level 2, meta magic, starting. There we go. And then what else? We don't need font of magic anymore because it got subsumed into all of this stuff. And since font of magic, since we don't get our subclass until level 3, font of magic is written over and redundant with subclass features. So that's good. Level 3, sorcerer subclass. 2, optional class features. Alternate class features. Optional class features. Meta magic. The following options can be used if desired. Second. Per level spell, up to your max sorcery limit to ignore need for material components that cost less than 100 gold pieces. That should actually be a meta magic. That is a meta magic, so that'd be a level 1 meta magic ability. Eschew materials. That's 25 technically. How's that go? Eschew material. Eschew material components. Spend 1 spell point per level of spell up to your max sorcery limit to ignore need for material components that cost less than 100 gold pieces. That's a variable cost. I can see why it's there, but eschew material components. Seeking spell. Pernicious spell. As a reaction to being targeted by a counter spell or dispel magic. Oh, these are pretty cool. I'm gonna leave those be. I'm gonna drop this out and just leave those there for now. There's no reason for those optional features to not be optional features. Optional meta magic features is probably what that should be. Optional. No, I'll just leave it there. Optional class features. Okay, I'm gonna let those sit for now. Let's skip past that. Alternate class features. All right, sorcery. These are variant rules. Combined concentration, sustained concentration, tapping mana, attrition, 5-color magic paradigm. Okay, so we've gotten into a bunch of optional stuff. These are all the alternate class features that we're adding on for just the mechanics of spellcasting, like 10th level spells and Epic Wish, for example. Variant rule, 10th level spells. but this is all a separate page. We still have features to resolve. So I'm going to push this all down a page. Just create some space that we can then go back through and stitch up. So far, this is all stable. This list of meta magic should probably be at the end of the document before the spell list, because that's how they structure stuff. But for now, we're just going to let it sit here. Optional class features, those will end up getting lumped in with meta magic. And then let's continue with ability score improvement. We know what that is. Sorcerer's Restoration. Okay, so when you roll initiative or finish a short rest and have no sorcery points remaining, you regain a number of those points equal to. We don't have. It's not when you roll initiative anymore. It's just when you finish a short rest and have no sorcery points remaining, you regain a number of those points equal to your sorcery level divided by 5. We don't need this anymore because you don't have a separate pocket of sorcery points separate from your spell slots. So it's just one mana pool. So we do not need Sorcerer Restoration. When we go through this mana system, we're going to be removing a lot of the restore spell slots when you X, or you gain this number of free spell castings per day. We don't need that. Like if you take an origin feat, for example, that like gives you one casting of Featherfall or whatever, then what we would do is like you always have the Featherfall spell prepared, and you gain 1 point of mana to cast that you recover when you finish a long rest. Then, if your character has a mana pool, and when we finish this project, all classes will have a mana pool. So you'll always be able to use the mana that you have in your own pool. You're basically just taking that feat and adding an extra point to your pool that could be spent on that spell, but doesn't have to be. It's just you have mana, you have an extra spell that's always prepared. Bob is your uncle. Spell level, spell cast. So we do not need Sorcerer's Restoration. Sorcery Incarnate. 7th level. While your innate sorcery feature is active, you can use up to 2 meta magic options on each of your turn. We already have that. That's already redundant. In addition, you have no uses. If you have no uses of innate sorcery left, you can use it if you spend 2 sorcery points when you take the bonus action to activate it. That is useful. So Sorcery Incarnate. Innate sorcery. I think we can keep that. But we're going to reword it. So we're dropping the multi meta because we already have that built into the scale. We have innate sorcery, which also scales with your maximum sorcery limit up to 5. You get the 2. You can recover them. I think the cost of 2 mana at 7th level, that's appropriate because you have 5th level. That's within your sorcery limit. So that's good. So let's pick this up. But I think I want to do some more fun stuff with it. So let's toot it over here. Copy, cut, paste. Let's drop down. Nope, not liking that. Let's go find where we're supposed to be. Right here. Up. Level 7. Was it Sorcery Incarnate? Yeah, I'm good with that. Sorcery Incarnate. If you have no uses of innate sorcery left, you can use it if you spend 2 mana when you take the bonus action to activate it. see. When you let's see, what was the language? Okay, while your innate sorcery feature is active, you can, while your innate sorcery feature is active, well, at the end of the 1 minute duration, you can choose to extend the duration by maintaining concentration. On the effect on it. You can choose to extend the duration by spending 2 mana and maintaining concentration on it. In addition, if you have no uses of innate sorcery left, you can use it if you spend 2 mana when you take the bonus action to activate it. If you have no uses of innate sorcery left, you can use it if you spend 2 mana when you take the bonus action to activate it. Doing so requires concentration. One mana. Because it's going to cost you 2 to get another one. And so it's going to cost you 3 to regain it and then to maintain concentration on it further if you choose. You can choose to extend the duration by spending 1 mana and maintaining concentration on it. The effect ends when you lose concentration as normal. When you choose to end it, or you lose concentration. In addition, you have no... Okay, there you go. So the... This is something I've been doing with Rage for martial powers with the Barbarian, where Barbarians don't concentrate, but they do have sustained powers. And normally, a Barbarian has to perform actions to keep concentration up. But one of the revisions that we made is that if you tap 1 point of mana, Rage basically becomes a sustained effect for your character and only costs 1 mana. Since it's a first level ability, you don't have to spend any extra action economy to keep it going. And I noticed how much innate sorcery seems to parallel Barbarian Rage. So this is the idea that came to me, is that we should just do the same thing that we do with Barbarian. It'll cost you a point, but spellcasters have to maintain concentration while martial characters don't. But the kicker effect here is one of the optional rules that we have for maintaining concentration is that you can maintain a total number of spells and effects equal to your max spell limit. So a 7th level character has a max spell limit of 4, which means you can maintain concentration on up to 4 levels worth of spells. It'll cost you 4 mana, obviously, to cast those spells and to have them active. And the DC of the concentration check increases. It's 10 plus the total number of mana that you're maintaining concentration on. So a 4th level spell would have a DC of 14. That is going to be weighed against any time you take damage or any saving throw that you make at all. So if you like get hit with a ray of frost, that could slow your movement by 10 feet if you fail dexterity saving throw. Well, on top of that slow, that reduced movement, if you don't roll at least a 14, you also lose all of your concentration. So your spells get dumped. But you have so much mana that you can afford to have your spells dumped. It's just going to cost you action economy to gear up the spells again. That's one of the really nice things. So one of the problems with spell points is the abundance of spells that you get at low levels. They're spammable, right? And that becomes a big problem when you're looking at sustained duration effects. By having this harsh concentration system, it offsets that by creating a risk-reward system that the player chooses to invest into. So I could have 4 first level spells active at the same time that I'm maintaining concentration for, but every time I make a saving throw, I could dump all of it. So there's a risk reward there. 9th level, a DC 19 on any saving throw when I take damage. Like, sustaining a 9th level spell is fucking difficult. So you really have to be smart about where you're positioning yourself, which is another good reason for having the 10th level spell slot. Because if you get your 9th level spell dumped on just a bullshit saving throw, your character's going to be sour grapes, except that they could instead then spend a 10th level spell slot to cast that 9th level spell again. Sure, you can duplicate some effects like Meteor Swarm twice a day, but you can't for Wish, because Wish costs a 10th level spell slot now. So you still only get 1 Wish per day. But there are a number of 9th level spells that you could potentially cast twice if you don't get to Wish. So you're making trade-offs there at that high level. And you don't even get the option until 19th level. I've ran a number of campaigns, I think 4 now, from level 1 to 20. And at 19th level, it doesn't matter. It really does not matter if you have an extra 9th level spell or not, because at that point, your team is basically doing cleanup. It's doing campaign cleanup and basically settling grudges and vendettas to be able to close out the campaign for a pretty finish. So I am content with the level 7 Sorcery Incarnate. That feels actually pretty good. And then there's Epic Boon and Arcane Apotheosis. Level 19. Yeah, that's literally all that we have after that, right? Very simple. Ability score improvement, subclass features. Epic Boon. Why is my timer not going? I've got about 10 minutes left today. Then I've got a brunch to go to. I'm going to brunch with an angel. Looking forward to seeing that. Level 19, Epic Boon. Choose any feat. There you go. And then level 20. We have about 10 minutes left, so we have just enough time for us to cap off level 20. Arcane Apotheosis. Apocalypse. Without spending sorcery points on it. That's pretty spicy. Arcane. Ooh, how about this one? Instead of that, Arcane Apotheosis. Your innate sorcery no longer has a duration. Yeah, that feels right. Your innate sorcery is now permanent. You no longer need to activate it or maintain concentration. And again, the innate boon always gives you a advantage on attack rolls with spellcast attacks, and your saving throw DC increases by your sorcery limit. So at this point, it's a +5 to your saving throws are really fucking difficult to dodge out of. So that's pretty solid, and at this point, it is always on. So I think that's a decent replacement. But now let's look at, so you get free metamagic usage. While your innate sorcery is active, you can use one metamagic option. So there's a variable amount of metamagic options. This is allowing you to use only one on each of your turn without spending sorcery points on it. But that kind of clashes with the sorcery point limit that we're playing around with here in your pool. The other option, I was very quick to pull the trigger on that. That feels good, but something else that we could potentially do is retain the duration, but have a regenerator. It's like your mana regenerates while innate sorcery is active, but it has no limit. So during the first minute. That becomes a bag of rats because you gain additional uses of it, but you get free mana. You can use one mana magic option for free, so that could be up to 30 mana that you could be spending per minute with the use of this, and then you spend 2 points, and then you get to do it all. You get the 30 points again. So it's an active that only triggers when you make use of it, and it's not restoring. It's not technically restoring anything, but it's making things free. And you still have the two sorcery limit, but you get one of those metamagics for free, so you can tack on 2. I kind of but we got rid of all the regeneration features. We're removing basically all regeneration features from spellcasters because they have so much mana they don't need it. So that would be in direct apotheosis. Laviosa. Choose any feat, level 20, Arcane Apotheosis. Your innate sorcery is not permanent. You no longer need to activate it or maintain concentration. It's not bad. I mean, just to be permanent, that's not bad. Ooh. In addition, your maximum sorcery limit increases to 10. You can choose any meta magic options that has a mana cost up to your maximum sorcery limit, as listed in the column above. Meta magic can be applied to any cantrip or spell you cast by spending the listed amount of mana for each option in combination, up to your maximum sorcery limit. How does that feel? Huh. I could do 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and it would pan out the same. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and then 4, and then 4, and then 3. There's a poetry to that. Starting and ending at 1 and 1, starting and ending at 1 and 1. I kind of like that. So what kind of abuse can we throw? God, I'll have to test that. What kind of nasty shit can we do? We can max it. We could expand, which is when you cast a spell with an area of effect, double the distance from the origin of the area. And terrifying spell, when you cast a spell that deals damage, all creatures affected become frightened of you until they succeed a wisdom saving throw. Creatures immune to fear or charm aren't affected until they succeed a wisdom saving throw, until they can no longer see you. Can no longer see you, or they succeed a wisdom saving throw. Creatures immune to fear. There, that one feels pretty good. Terrifying spell. So you could tack on double the size. You could maximize fireball damage, double its size, and make it terrifying, so that everyone has to make a saving throw against the damage of the maximum fireball, and a wisdom saving throw, or become afraid and run away from you. So, like, they probably wouldn't anyway. So, but that's what you could do with 10 mana, or you could quicken spell when you cast a spell. Okay, so that covers all the features. The next thing that we get to do is start chewing through the meta magic options. So, and then we'll have, and then once we get access to the actual book, we'll be able to go through the subclass options. So, level 7 sorcery, incarnate, 19, level 20, and now we have alternate class features, which should come in after the normal features. So this is structurally appropriate. And then we have optional casting rules, alternate class features, optional, let's see, sorcery, optional, how about that? Optional sorcery. Meta magics. I don't know, maybe the list of meta magic should be here with meta magic. Alternate class features, optional casting rules, and then attrition. So meta magic 2, yeah, we're pretty much at the end of our day. So we're gonna leave that be. We're just gonna update. We'll just take this text and put it back the way it was. Meta magic 3, and then meta magic 4. Hit save, and then go on our timer. Let's see. Meta magic, innate sorcery. Meta magic, list of meta magic. What, additional sorcery options? I know if it's the right thing to do if it can fit on the line. That's how I judge. That's how I judge things that are good or bad. That is a size 16, and list of meta magic is 12. Additional sorcery options should be a font size of 12. Alternate class features, optional casting rules. Yeah, we're going to have to parse this all out. But so far, everything's sitting, whether the positioning is right or not, everything is sitting on their own columns very, very nicely. See how well organized that is? Everything is sitting inside of, see, this should be, like, attrition is its own page. Attrition is always its own page. There. Because it just sits in its own space. And you have the 5-color magic paradigm that we start getting into. Because all this is just generic mana. And then you can layer on the 5 5-color magic paradigm on top of it. The costs, the rules for studying and researching spells to change their colors. Casting color spells, font of color, and then color magic spell lists. Here's all the spells. And then we have the Sorcerer's Origin stuff. All right. Subclass ideas from Font of Magic 2014. These are ideas down here. So we'll put the subclass, I guess we'll put the subclasses down here. So we have our well, I don't know, subclasses should come before the color magic paradigm, the attrition, all these mechanics. So we have our core rules, spell points is simple, and then we add in the meta magic features. Maybe meta magic features should come at the end, like we were looking at. We'll figure that out. But then after all the features, then come subclasses. That is logical. And then after subclasses comes the variant mechanic rules that we have for magic paradigms and casting mechanics. And then we have the actual spell list. So everything will make sense there. Okay, cool. So there we go. All right. So that is where we're at for today. When we come back, this is gonna be fucking cool. This might be actually the first thing that we produce for 2024 mechanics. Wouldn't that be cool? Yeah, we'll put this out, and so that's it for today. We'll be back on Monday morning. We're going to continue Eberron token production for the book that we've been producing. Monday night, I believe Monday night is going to be our last night of doing playtesting for level 6 martial powers. Monday through Friday in the morning I do tokens, artwork production for Eberron, and then Tuesday at lunch. I don't think I'm going to be here on Tuesday at lunch this week. I think instead we're doing. It's either going to be Monday. It'll be Wednesday. Yeah, Tuesday I've got a thing going on. So Wednesday lunch will be martial powers design, and then Thursday afternoon I'll be participating in a Cypher System one shot led by Ketup I used to run Cypher System between 3rd and 5th edition. Instead of playing, I didn't like 4th edition very much at the time. So instead of playing 4th edition, I played Cypher System. So I'll be doing that on Thursday afternoon, and then Thursday night we'll probably come back and mess around with this some more. And then Friday lunch we'll come back and mess around with Martial Powers more. Saturday next week, like this, will be probably in the Core Mechanics book. And then when I'm off screen, most of the time off screen, I'm working on page layouts for the Eberron adventure. And if anyone wants to see that, go look at the beginning of it. I was messing around with it. It was horrible, but I was messing around with the tablet to show you the scaling on stuff. And we'll see if we use that same format for this or if we go with a more traditional vertical. I'm liking these horizontal displays because all my PDFs are not intended for print. So I really ought to start producing them in the medium that they're designed for digitally, to have that horizontal, that you'll see it. A page fits perfectly on the tablet, and then when you turn it up to be vertical, one column in the document fits on the page perfectly. It's actually a really great design. I'm really impressed that it actually works, but it does. So I kind of want to lean into it. I don't know if it'll be popular or not. Maybe I'll need to make a low resolution, like make a print only version that's more traditional, that's easier for people to digest. But that's it for now. So thanks a lot, Alan. Thanks a lot for giving me some feedback and giving me a gut check. I really appreciate you. Anyone else that's checking this stuff out in the future, just tag along, like, subscribe, jump in my Discord. It's free. If you want to chip a buck at me in Patreon to see more stuff like this, people that are $paying patron members have right of access to a seat in my playtesting. If it lines up with your time when I'm running a game, and if you're a paying Patreon, then you'll get a seat. If we end up with so many Patreons wanting to sit down at the table at the same time that we have too many, we'll have to do a raffle. But we're not there yet. So this is a great time for you guys to tap in. We'll be doing Spelljammer, some Spelljammer Fleet Battle playtesting, and we'll be continuing with Martial Power playtesting once I get the 2024 document updated. So probably late October, I would anticipate that we're going to be firing up Martial Power playtesting using 2024 mechanics, probably at the beginning of November. So keep an eye out for that. And for now, I am out of here. So thanks a lot, guys. See you later.